And the Bengals start off well to tie things 7-7.
Kickoff for Cincinnati.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense is set. First and 10. First play is going to be again to Jensen. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And this play reaches the 35 before it comes to an end. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
All set to go now from the 35. Dive play straight ahead. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
He's brought down
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They start with 2nd and 6. Giving this to Genty. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They look to throw. And they get to him again. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
19, Tiger.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense. That's a nice quick correction for this front row. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Headed in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. Here's 2nd and 14.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
He's going to throw it. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this one at the 36-yard line. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They've got first down here from the 36.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he won't find much there as it reaches the 41. Nate Hobbs in on that stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They're throwing it. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust. And trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Let's go. 70 Rangers, 60 license, 60 license.
It's caught. Chase has it. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line.
13 yards.
It's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down, play action. Has it downfield, it's Chase. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. It's a gain of 22. And the Bengals have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Right back to Chase. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take a second quarter lead. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Shot. Warriors 70.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he's going to be pushed down up near that 40-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
Go! Cougar 19. Ready.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Knocked away. That's going to be incomplete. Defender there. That brings up 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Are you kidding me? On the set.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10. And off to Genty. That's a nice run in there. Gets him 8. 3rd down coming up.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and 1.
Bengals into the nickel set. 3rd down. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's a screen play to Genty. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a pickup of 4 yards. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Handoff now to the receiver. And they were ready for this one. No running room at all. He's taken down behind the line. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate? Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just did. And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
18, let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Trap 60, trap 60. Go.
3rd and long for him here. This connects with Higgins. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders earn the chance to tie it before halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. This return starts at the 5. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10. There's a dive up the middle. And they'll take him down after he advances this to about the 43. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play.
Cincinnati.
Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's almost had it worse, but he gets a yard out of this. That stop made by Donovan Ezeraku. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout.
Brings up 2nd
And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Quick throw is caught. And he's across midfield with a gain that sets him up for third and very short. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line.
Third down.
From the gun on third down. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Wow, they must really trust in this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And they're trying to will it further, but it just doesn't have the muster. This one falls short. And this stays tied here in the second.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
And with the clock just about to strike 0, we get a timeout. 1 second to go in our half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. And this is lofted deep down the middle. That's grabbed inside the 30. And this will reach the opposing 25-yard line.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
Okay, ready?
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. Chase coming in motion right. Throwing out to the left, cut. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Ready?
They kick the running back in motion. Dump off caught by his back. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.